Welcome back. Today we have special guests here with us. Flying Angels specialize in non-emergency medical transport, a crucial service for seniors that may need it. Here to tell us all about it is America's Senior Home Coach President Catherine Ambrose. Here every week. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Jack.
And who'd you bring?
I brought Bob with me, Bob Bacheler with Flying Angels. So we are your local connector for local resources and national resources, and I'm so proud to bring a national resource, Bob, and so we want to explain what Flying Angels does and why it's so important.
Awesome. Yeah, so just talk to me about what Flying Angels is and what you do.
Absolutely. So what we do at Flying Angels is we have nurses and doctors who accompany people who have medical or cognitive needs on the regularly scheduled commercial airlines. So we're flying people who need medical attention, need to get long distances, say from here from Wichita to say New York or Florida, and we're flying them with a critical care trained registered flight nurse on a regularly scheduled commercial airline, Delta, American, United, and getting them where they need to go. Our service is bedside to bedside. You tell us where the person is and where you want them to go, and we take care of everything in between. The address in Wichita, we'll get them to the airport, we'll fly them safely under the care of a nurse to where the airport is in Florida or wherever, and then we'll take them to their final destination.
Awesome. So I guess just why how do I word this? Why is this something that you guys do? Why do you do it this way? Why is this something that you've been involved in?
Well, from my perspective is that 89% of seniors don't want to move out of their home. So they wait till there's an urgent crisis. Then the family is in turmoil and they might want grandpa to move to Florida where they are, and how are they going to get him there? So they could have somebody fly with him, or maybe they can drive across country, but he's not in the condition to do that. And so this is the way. This is the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can hire a neighbor or you can hire a friend, but by using us, you're actually having somebody who is experienced in flying, experienced in patient care, knows airports, knows what medical situations are, and can fly with them to where they need to go. I often say our nurses are not necessarily there to react to emergencies. Our nurses are there to prevent the emergencies.
Right.
So patients need advocates. And so a lot of times it's a good idea to go get your grandma and bring her to where you are. People a lot of times they want to stay in their hometown, and sometimes it works and sometimes it can't.
Right.
People need advocates, and so how are we going to get them from one city to another? And so this could be medically necessary and beneficial, take a lot of stress off of everyone involved, and there's a lot to it. That's why we worked so hard to get him to come here to Kansas to meet the KAKE-Land viewers.
Yeah, I was going to say, we were just talking during the commercial break. You came from Philadelphia, and you're here. So you do services all across the country?
We actually fly globally. We're transporting patients around the country. I have a nurse who's on her way to Shanghai with the patient right now, and we're routinely back and forth to India. So we have a global reach. We're transporting patients all over the world.
Yeah. That's awesome. And I'm guessing the feedback's pretty good. You've been doing this for a little while, yeah?
We are very proud of our Google reviews. I often tell people to just Google Flying Angels, and they'll find that we have over 300 Google and Facebook reviews. I can talk forever about what we do, but realistically what I care about is what our clients have said about us in the past.
And I can tell you, I can vouch for him that they travel to medical conferences and senior transition conferences all over the country. They're held in very high regard, very high esteem. And so he's kind of famous.
Okay.
And that's why I needed to bring him to KAKE.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thank you for being here. We're going to do a demonstration, kind of a show and tell after the commercial break, so make sure that you stick with us. We have all the information about Senior Home Coach, and they can get you in contact with Flying Angels as well. There's their information, seniorhomecoach.com. There's their phone number. All of this, of course, will be up on our website. That is kake.com/guest. Stick with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Welcome back. We're still here with America's Senior Home Coach President Catherine Ambrose and Bob Bacheler with Flying Angels. We've got a lot of fun stuff that we're taking a look at here. We got a wheelchair and model plane, because we're going to talk about flying commercially also to help your seniors get from one place to another. But I'm just going to kind of let you guys talk about all the stuff we have up here.
So we can help your loved ones sell their home, deal with all their personal property, but we also are specialists in connecting you to all the medical people, attorneys, people you might need, that also how to get your loved one from here to there, hence Flying Angels.
So I brought one of my models here, obviously not one of our planes, but we're flying patients on the commercial airlines, Delta, American, United. So our patients are flying first class on a regularly scheduled commercial flight, again, domestically and internationally. A lot of our patients have mobility impairments, so we have all kinds of specialty equipment we use for our mobility impaired patients. One of our favorite devices we use here is called our comfort carrier. And this is a transfer sling that we can use to move patients in and out of their seats. A lot of our patients have had strokes or have spinal cord injuries or just have no mobility and can't get up and walk. So we're used to that. We have the equipment to get them in and out of the wheelchairs.
Just gonna kind of hold it out. Well, okay. You can keep talking, but yeah.
And this way we can take somebody who has absolutely zero mobility, get them into our wheelchair, get them into our airline seat, and whatever is needed done. We have our specialty wheelchairs over here.
Yeah.
Please feel free.
Don't mind if I do.
This is just one of them. What it does is it allows us to take our patients reclined comfortably all the way through the airport. Relax. Take it.
Yeah.
There we go. Be comfortable and then just sit back and
you guys have the rest of the show, right?
Enjoy the ride. And this way we can take people around.
That is awesome.
Some of our patients have oxygen dependency, or there's a concern that they might need oxygen in flight. So we have portable oxygen concentrators that we can use for them for their comfort throughout the flight. We're monitoring vital signs throughout the flight. We're monitoring blood pressure. We're monitoring glucose. Here, I'll throw a quick pulse ox on you, and we can sit there and say, okay, do you need any oxygen?
Hopefully.
Yep. It looks like you're doing good. No oxygen
Still
for
here,
you.
So. And then so we talked a little bit about it earlier, but you fly commercial.
That's
the
correct.
Price difference that he was telling me about between you said an air ambulance and flying commercial. If you just want to talk about that also and why.
So an air ambulance can run you anywhere between $40,000 and $100,000 flying across the United States. For Flying Angels, the prices are much more reasonable. $8,000 to $10,000 is a general ballpark to get somebody across the country. And that's everything. That's the flights, the nurse, the ground transportation, the whole 9 yards. And it really doesn't matter where you are in the country. If you're 200 miles from the nearest airport, we'll make the ground transportation arrangements to get you there. Just last week, we had somebody who was 200 miles out of Kalispell in Montana. So, you know, we can get people anywhere. Again, we're flying international. We go to Africa routinely.
Yeah.
So if we can get somebody into the heart of the Congo, we can get somebody into any city in the U.S.
Well, and people might think, well, why would I need this, or why the investment? If you're just going 3 hours away, you think, well, we just need a nurse to fly for 3 hours. It's way more complicated than that. Do you want to tell them a little bit more?
There are a lot of logistics that actually go into transporting somebody, again, from the ground transportation to the medical clearance with the airlines, to considering what kind of equipment are you going to need on the aircraft, what's going to make it most comfortable for somebody to get from point A to point B. So, and it's a lot more complicated than just saying, I want to hire a nurse. Our nurses, again, are critical care trained flight nurses, and they have a lot of experience in flight physiology. They have a lot of experience traveling with patients, and they really know what to expect, and they really know how to best serve our patient. And again, I want to stress, you know, we're not reacting to emergencies, we're preventing emergencies.
Right, awesome. Well, Bob Bacheler with Flying Angels, thanks so much for being here. If anyone wants to get in contact with them, I mean, you can just search Flying Angels into Google, or you can get in contact with Senior Home Coach. There's all their information on the screen for you. Again, you want to rewatch this entire interview. I sat down in a wheelchair. I'm going to take a load off the rest of the show. Hannah's got the rest of it. We'll be right back in a couple minutes.